Hello everyone, Spud here, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about optimization and how important it is to a game's success. Now, for those of you who don't know, I play ArmA quite a lot actually. I go sort of on and off, and recently I upgraded my rig, and I was very curious to see how it could handle ArmA as multiplayer, which is notoriously bad at using a computer's resources. Now, for your information, I'm rocking an i7-6700K overclocked to 4.6 GHz on water cooling with a GTX 1080 superclocked by EVGA. I also have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM at 2400 MHz. So, I have a fairly good system. It's all in all is around $1,600, and that's quite a lot. But even with all of that, I can't get a steady 60 FPS on settings that I would like to see out of the GTX 1080, and this is where optimization comes into effect. Now, this game, ArmA in general has always been very bad at utilizing resources, especially GPU resources, and it will often lean heavily on one single core of the CPU rather than using the whole ones. So you won't see much difference between a multi-threaded and a standard CPU in this game. Even though it's so CPU heavy, it refuses to relocate its resources in a good manner. And without you optimizing the game yourself and going in and adjusting several variables, which I've already done in all this footage, you still won't get a silky smooth frame rate. And I'm even still getting little times where I'll get stutters or just flat out stops, and as much as I enjoy the game, it's really frustrating, especially as I'm moving on an enemy position and the game sort of hitches up for a second. That sucks. You'll see it later on and near the end of the footage here. That exact situation happens to me, and that's where you have to start wondering, is it my computer's fault or is it ArmA's fault? Because my computer can run a lot of other games, including some CPU intensive games, very, very well. And that's where it comes to the engine that ArmA is using now. It's been, some people say it's server based, some people say it's just the engine. I'm not an expert, but from what I've read, nobody will get a full CPU utilization of this game. Usually, it'll be roughly 50%, and I think that's if you're on a dual core because it only uses one core. Me personally, I get about 30% GPU utilization. Yes, the overclock has helped my frames per second immensely, way more than I thought it would actually, but still, I would really like to see a flat 60 FPS in this game, seeing how I'm on sort of a top-end i7 that's still in the consumer grade. I could go prosumer with a 5690K or X or whatever the fuck it is, but that's like a really, really expensive CPU, and I don't feel like gamers should have to pay $1,000 on a CPU to run this game at a decent frame rate in multiplayer. Now in single player is a whole different story. I get much higher frames per second in single player. That's why I'm slightly inclined to think it's maybe the server. But all in all, I mean, this game could be so much better if the devs figured out how to get it to run well. I mean, I don't know of any game that suffers from having a higher frames per second average than its competitors. I don't think there's a single one. And really, I mean, as much as I love ArmA, I think that this game would have way more players, and I would play it a lot more if it would run well. Now, this is really just me bitching at you guys about performance on a new system, I know. But, I mean, that's highlight an issue. I would like to see some reworking, like how DayZ Sandal has recently done, where you can get over 100 FPS in times, and you never see that in ArmA. Not even on my system do I see above 100 FPS. And with the monitor like mine that's at 144 Hz, I mean, that would be really nice to see. So I'm not sure whether or not the Infusion engine will be able to directly translate over to ArmA 3. Probably not. But for the next iteration of ArmA 4 or whatever they're going to call it, I would really like to see a more optimized engine that can utilize the power of the computer it's running on. This is my second game computer that I've run the game on, and I'm still not quite satisfied with the performance I'm getting in this game. Granted, it's a lot better than what most people are getting. I mean, I am playing on full ultra here at visibility settings that are about, I would say, 1000 overall. Not the farthest I know, but hey, I need those frames. But anyways, guys, that's all I have to say for today's video. So if you watched, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below. What do you guys think? Should Bohemia Interactive really focus on optimization next time around? Or have you guys sort of accepted that this game will never run well no matter what you do to it? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on my next video. Bye-bye.